Hello guys, welcome to our series for data transformation. Now, from what we did in our previous series, if you've not watched it, please click on the link above so to take you to our last series before this. Now, assuming that assuming that you made some clarification from the team people, and then they said, oh, the quantities that we had, the ones that have quantities but no values, means that they bought them, but because we gave it to them on discount, like as a bonus or something. That's why there is no price on it. So how are you gonna handle it as a data analyst? So what that means is the ones that have quantity, which is the last step that we took, they have quantity, but the price is null, means that the event, the sales took place, but they were given as bonus. That's why there is no sales price on them, right? So they were given as bonus. That's why there is no sales price on them. So what are you gonna do? Now, I know we are moving a bit advanced, but it's just an easier way to show you this, just from what we were doing the last time. Now there is sometimes people don't look at, see these steps are all coded into the Power Query. We call them the M language, right? All of these are all coded. If I show you the advanced editor, every step that we've taken is all documented. They're all coded into this in a language called M language, right? Now, what I usually, the easiest way, if I delete this last step, right, what it's gonna do is it's gonna take out, you see, there are two steps that is applied here, and I don't want to delete, I still want to maintain that all the null from the quantity should be removed. But the ones that have quantity and don't have price should be replaced as maybe 0 because they were given as bonus. Now, if I delete this, that means I'm deleting all the whole step that I've taken, because when you take the same step in different columns, it's gonna still remain the same step, if you get what I mean. Now, what that means is I filtered this row. I took a filtered row step in different columns. So it's not gonna come as, oh, if I filter row, if I filter one column, it will come as a step. If I filter another column, it will come as a step. No. All of them will be applied in one single step. So what is left for me is to identify that particular column that I applied that step and then remove it from the M language. If this whole makes sense, right? So this is what I mean. Now, if you see, when I applied this step, I first of all did it with what? Okay, let me remove this step so you can learn by experience. Before I do this, I'm gonna remove this step so you can see the difference. Now let's assume if I remove this step, and for now it is because it's two columns. What if this is a step you have applied to like so many columns? And then because of what I told you, that if you want to go back, just click the last step. If you click this step, what it's gonna do is everything about filtering row that you have applied to all other columns will also be removed. Now let's do that. If I remove this step, now you see that the last step that we'll have now is what? The remove duplicate. That is the step after we remove duplicate, and our roll is back to what? To 77. Now, let me also apply the same thing that I did the first time. Now, if I come here and remove the null, which we don't need the nulls, right? Now, I can take that step from here. I can say, okay, now, all those that have null, they have quantity, but they have null. What should I do? Because There is no price on them because they were given as a bonus. What should I do? Now, this is a case of what? Replacing value. We've handled missing value. We've handled removing duplicates. Now, this is what? A case of what? Replacing value. So what do I need to do? Two steps. I can come here. I can come here and say replace values. Replace values. So if I click on replace values, particularly that null value will be taken. So what that means is every null value in this column will be replaced by what? Zero. If I put zero, because it's a number, if I put zero, what was gonna happen? And okay it. You see, every number has been replaced by what? Zero. Every null, not number, please. Every null has been replaced by zero. That way, we still maintain our what? Our data without not losing them. Remember, let me go back here. Remember, when we remove this, the null, and then remove the null in the price value, watch the null in the price value, we lost some data. That means our row reduced from 55 to 45 rows, right? And it is not the best way of transformation is to find ways not to lose so much data. Trust me, that's the best way. You rather find a way to identify what the missing values are or what's supposed to be there to replace them with than removing them. Let removing them be the last resort. After you've made sure that, oh, there are no two ways about it, this is just all we need to do. But if there is always a way, find a way to retain your data than losing them. So remember the scenario we are creating. So they now tell that, oh, please, all the nulls in the price that have quantity, please, they should be zero because these were actual products that we are giving. So they were sold at, but they were given off as what? As bonus. Either maybe the product expired and the seller decided to give it off as gift or something, maybe just something. It could be Christmas gift or anything to customers. It could be anything, but they just told you that all the malls that have quantities that their prices are zero. So what do you do? So all I need to do is just to come back here. Now, see what I told you. Because of I applied filtered rows to two different columns. If I delete this, it's also going to affect what I did on the quantity. And I don't want you to affect it. What am I going to do? I'll just come here and delete this particular one. You see what I selected? Make sure that that is what is selected. And then I'll delete it. Once I delete it, you see that the node that is left in that step is for what? Is for quantity. If I apply it, watch, my 48 will come back to what? To 55. I've not applied it because I have not hit enter on my keyboard. Watch, 48 here will come up to 55 if I hit enter. Yeah, it's back to 55 because of what? Now, you see what I did? That third step is still here, but I have specifically removed that step that was applied only on the what? On the price column, not on the what? Not on the quantity column. But if I delete it as a step, it's gonna remove the two things that we did on the step that we applied on the two columns. Do you get that? I believe you get that. All right, so now we've been told that please replace the nulls that have quantity, replace them as zeros. Very easy. The sales will not tell you what to do. They will only tell you that, oh, please, all the ones that have quantity, they were actually the things that we gave out. So there is no price on them. So that means the price is zero. That's it. The price is zero. So you just come here, replace all the null and replace them with zero. That way, you see, the data is still maintained. We didn't lose data. We still have what 55 what rows. That's one way of what dealing with what missing values, which is what replacing what you can replace those missing values with some other values that you have defined for yourself. Now, then maybe what other thing can we do here? So this is the price for one, right? Now this we are getting into real data transformation. This could be price for one, right? So what that means is this is what we call unit price. What that means is we need to get what the detail, the total sales for that. How do we do that? How can we create a new column? There are different ways to do this. Different ways to do this. The easiest way is select these two columns because they are selected, right? And go to add column. Can you see the tab for add column? I go to add column. Now, watch this side. This is the mathematical aspect that you can apply on the columns you've selected, especially if they are what numerical column. I see the ones that are highlighted means possible steps that you can apply. You cannot apply any date transformation on what you've selected. But if I select dates, you see, the mathematical ones are deselected or they are unhighlighted and only the date they are what are highlighted. So the nature of the column you select also defines the kind of transformation you do on them. That's why you see some of these highlights, it's kind of like guides you into the possible things that you can do with them. So let me go back to what we want to do. So this is your quantity and this is price unit, meaning unit price for what? What that means is you need to get a column for the what? For the total sales or for the sales of those products for that particular customer at that particular time, right? So how do we get that? I mark these two and then look at just standard mathematical operations, which we see in our normal calculator. Come here. Now, I want a product of the two, not add, not multiply. Multiply means that I want to multiply it. I want to like times two of them. Divide means the first one divided by the second one. So the order in which you select the columns also matter. That is in the case of what divide and many of that. So since this is a case of multiplication, right? So you have to click on what multiplication, which is multiply these two. Quantity times what price for each will give us the sales, right? So I'll multiply it now. Click on multiply. Yeah, it comes up telling us that Tom White bought Timagine 5 quantity. Now the units for one is 40. What that means is that the total price is what? For that quantity is what? 200. Now, another thing I'm gonna teach you is what? How to rename your column. Because because of the type of transformation you did on it, so Power BI will automatically name it anything, which is what? It names it by what? By the mathematical operation. However, you might want to name it to something you can relate to, right? Which is maybe sales. So what did I do? Just double click, and it will highlight it. And then just type sales. That's one, right? That is one. I want to teach you guys how to always make modifications from what? From your steps. Now, how do we go about that? So I'm gonna delete this last step because one of the things that will help you along the line as we go forward is learning how to have minimal steps. It helps you. I don't need to have these two steps. I could have it in just one step. I don't need to have it in these two steps. So what do I mean? Instead of having another step called rename, right? I'm gonna undo this. Now, because I've undo that, now look at what I was telling you about um understanding your M language. This M language is just a simple operation that has been done, but Power BI gave it its own name called multiplication. Look at the M. Now, why do I need to have another step to multiply it when I can just come here and give it that name directly at the same instance? I don't need to create more steps for it, so I can call it what? Sales. And then hit enter. Just one step. So you see, I don't need to come back again and then I have another step. By the time you know it, you see you are having so many steps. That is not clean. Always try as much as possible to have very minimal steps because there are a whole lot of things you can do in just one operation, right? So you see how we've transformed the actual columns we had when we started was what? 5 columns. Now we have 6 columns. That is, transformation is beginning to take place, right? So we now see that, oh, this is this is what? Unit price for the quantity. Sorry, this is quantity for this, and this is the unit price for one, and this is what? The total price for it. So that's how you get that. That's also about what we've done, replacing values and adding additional column. However, we can also add more columns to this. What other columns can we add? There are other conditional columns that we can add to this. What other conditional columns we can add to this? We can come here and say, maybe we say all the sales that we can group them. Maybe if this total sales from each of the customers are above maybe you say, excuse me, maybe we say those less than 100, we call them low sales, right? Then maybe 100 to 200, we call them medium sales, right? And then 200 to 300, we'll call them high sales. And maybe above 300, we'll call them, maybe we'll find a name and give them, right? So what that means is we want to condition, we can create a conditional column based on the nature of what we have here as sales. That's what we call conditional column. Now, there are different ways to do this, right? You can do it by what? Way of formula or by way of just look at what we have here. See, create a new column that conditionally adds values in the currently selected column. You see? So this is our currently selected column where I need to add what? A conditional column based on this selected column. Now, what's the name we are gonna give that? So we'll call that sales status, right? Yeah, sales status, right? What is the column name that we are dealing with? So from sales, so we say if the sales is greater than or is less than or equal to, yes, it's less than or equal to 100, what should we call it? Remember, we said low sales, right? So low sales. So output. So here you can even directly change the output. Okay. Yeah. Enter. Yeah. Then I'll add another clause. Again, if this same sales is less than or equal to less than or equal to less than or equal to, we said 200, right? So less than or equal to. So it's also good that you understand your range, your number ranging. So if you say less than or equals to 100, means that 100 cannot fall in this place. If not, you're gonna have some error. You're gonna confuse. You're gonna have some errors because your clause needs to comply with each other, right? So if it is less than or equal to 100, you cannot say greater than or equals to 100 here again because that's already a conflict. So here we'll call it medium sales, right? Add another clause. Again, if this same sales is what other thing did we say? Less than or equals to 300. Good. We say high sales. High sales. Okay. Okay. Then add another clause. Okay. No, since yeah, we can delete since I so look at this. If all of these happen and there are still more left, meaning those that are above 300, that's what it means. Look at what we said. If sales is less than or equals to 100, call it low sales. If it is less than or equals to 200, call it medium sales. If it is less than or equals to 300, call it high sales. Then any other thing means that if it is greater than 300, what should happen? That's what we call else. Else, look at this clause here. If it applies all of these, the rest of the sales, where should they fall under? This is like grouping them. So we say call it top sales. Yeah, top sales. Just finding words to give it. And then we okay it. Remember, we've already given it what the name that we want. Then what? We okay this. Watch what is gonna happen. So automatically, like we say, this is conditional um column that is being added based on the nature of the sales. Based on what? The nature of the sale. You see, everything that we did here has been coded into the M language. Assuming there are any modification that I want to do on this, I can just easily come here and make that modification, and that's it. For example, what sort of modification can I make here now? Let's say I want to rename this instead of maybe sales, maybe I can maybe like I want to close, maybe put it like underscore or something. But I don't want that because I gave this the name that I want myself, right? So that's it. Now the possible thing that I need to do here, I can just close this down. Yeah. Then also watch the data types. Remember what I told you guys about undefined data types. Undefined data types. Now, this is undefined now. So what we need to do is what? To put it into a defined data type. And what should this be? From wherever you are, tell yourself that what it should be. I'm gonna give you some seconds to do it before I do it myself. All right. Okay, so this is what it should be because what? This is what? A text. This is a text. Therefore, it should be a text. ABC. That's it. So look at everything we did. So here we will see, look at all the types of sales that we have, right? High sales, low sales, medium sales, top sales. These are all what conditional or things that we've done into this. So what have we covered? I've shown you how to change data types. We've renamed columns. We've replaced the values, which is the null values. We've replaced them with what? Zero values. We've also done additional what? Additional columns using conditional type. Assuming here, let's say I want to find another name to give this, right? Maybe I want to give this class a different name. All I need is just to come here and put that particular word name that I want to give it. Let's say I want to give it highest instead of top sales. let's say your team comes back and say, oh, we don't like this top sales. We want it to be called highest sales. All you need is just to come here and type what? Highest sales. Highest sales. You don't need to start doing any other thing. Come to that particular step, type highest sales and enter it. So you see, now if you come back here, you see that you will see top sales again. All you're gonna see is highest sales. So we have high sales and highest sales. But that actually doesn't make sense to me. High sales, highest sales. So I rather go back and put it to what I like, which is what? Top sales. This is just to show you, and oh, not this. I almost made a mistake now. Come here and call it top sales. Yeah, top sales. Yeah, yeah. Prefer top sales than higher sales. Yeah. What that top sales means, oh, these ones are, this is one way, or you can also just call them less than 100 to, these are different ways. You can, if you want to group the sales, right, you can group the sales. Maybe you call it sales band, right? Sales band. Let's turn this the other way around. I can call this sales band, right? Just to show you the kind of transformation you can do on this, right? Sales band. Then we can call this less than 100. As simple as that. Maybe that will make more sense. Less than 100. Less than 100. 100 and no, less than 100. Less than 100, yes, I think. Then we can call this 101 to 200. This is, sorry, this is if you want to be like more defined in your H band, right? In your sales band, right? So this is less than, I think I will say, or equals to 100. I'm trying to find a way. Okay, yeah, let me use icons like this. Yeah, less than or equals to 100, right? Yeah, less than or equals to 100. What this means is from 101 to 200. That is what this band means. And what this band means will also be from 201 to 300, right? And then else will be above 300. So I can say greater than 300. Yeah. So remember, I'm putting them as text. This is a case where you want to be more defined. Everything depends on the nature of the transformation you want to do, which I think this makes more sense and is more relatable. Now, this is what the sales band, right? You can come here. Yes. Now, because see what this is some of the things you encounter, like as we just encountered this. Now, what happened? Because I changed that, remember here, I've changed it from sales band, from sales status to sales band. So when we're changing type, this is is not complex. This is just simply saying it cannot find this sales status again because of what? You've changed the name. So all I need to do is just to come here and change it to what it is now, because that is the step is going to apply will be applied on that particular column, which no longer exists because of the transformation you've done prior to that step. So therefore, I have to use the sales name for that particular column before we added this and then hit enter. Yes, that's it. I don't need to start deleting my step or don't need to freak out about it. All you need is just for you to understand the nomenclature of the names, and that's it. You see, one of the things we are trying to do is for you to learn how to understand how to deal with your M languages, which are all the steps that you do here, are coded in an M language. As easy as that. You see how we've transformed this from what it used to be to what it is now. So these are all different ways that we can do. And if you watch this, you can see you can also validate, do some data validation using your eye. This 150 actually falls from 101 to 200. These 480 are those that are actually what, greater than 300. You see, 0 is less than what, 100. Let's see if there is another less than 100. Yeah, look at 75. It's less than or equals to what, 100. That is what your sales band, which are already a class of their own. You can make analysis based on what, the sales band, right? So that's all we've done in terms of some key data transformation that we need to apply on this. So I'm gonna add this is assignment I want you guys to add from your end, right? So like I said, I'll give link to all the data set we are using. I want you guys to go add a new data set, right? Add a new data set, and that the name of that data set is let me check to get it right. The name of that data set is student scores data. So let me, if you click here, hold on, let me confirm from my table. Yeah, you click here, student scores. Yes, I just wanted to make sure that it's an Excel. That's what I was trying to confirm. But there are those that are Excel and there are those that are CSV. So student score data is what? Is our Excel data. Bring it in, right? I hope you are doing this from your own end because I want you to try this. Bring it in. So it takes you to the connector, right? Takes you to the connector. You select the sheets. It previews the data. So this is the data that it previews. And that's all about this, right? And then okay it so it can bring it in. Yeah, brings it in. So we call this student scores, right? Student scores data here. Student scores. Let's just radio data, right? Good. Remember our best practice, right? Before you do any transformation you are not sure of, in terms of removing anything. The best practice is to first of all, what, duplicate that data just in case you need to go back to it, right? So it's always good to have your original data versus your transform data. Just in case, you never can tell, just in case you have a need to go back to the original data. So I'm gonna duplicate this, right? Then on when you click enable, when you uncheck enable load, means it's not gonna load into your Power BI. So this is what the ones that we're gonna deal with. Transform data. Your transformation is very, very naming your data, transform student data is very, very important because it helps you to, differentiate things, right? I also teach you guys grouping. Yes, you can also group your queries in terms of, I can group this query and say, yeah, I can create a group, move to a group, new group. So we call them transformed data. transform data or queries. Anyone transform data, you can just give a little description to remind yourself what that group is all about. And then I also drag this one into it. So you see, they're all grouped now, right? So here is called transformed data. If you want to see all your transformed data, these are all your transformed data, right? While other ones are what? Other queries, which are basically the ones that you are not bringing in. You can even rename it and give it like a name that you want, right? Yeah, so just in case. So we are in student scores. Yeah. So do this, right? This is student name, test date, subject, and scores, right? I want you to do apply most of the transformation we've done on these. And one thing that is easier for you to see is there are no nulls, so you don't need to worry about null values, right? But then check for duplicates if there is any duplicates, and every step that we've done so far, I need you guys to do that on this particular. When you do that, right, I want you to screenshot it and put it on the comment section. I want to see what you've done, right? So the student scores becomes your own assignment. Just if you have any issues, you can let me know. You can come back to me and then show me what your issues are. But I want you to do the transformation that we've done on this, which are what? Delete duplicates, change maybe instead of scores, you can call these grade. Rename this and call them grade. Instead of subject, you can call these courses, right? And remove duplicate across all the column, which I have taught you guys. What other things that I want you guys to check? Check for the data types. Create conditional columns. Now, conditional columns here, I want you guys to maybe you can write this down somewhere, or I can put it on the screen, right? What are the conditional columns? Let's get used to what we know. From the scores, I want you to grade the scores. Create a grade column for the scores, right? A conditional column using the scores where all those that score less than 40 is F, right? Then, no, less than 50 is F. Yes, in the UK, less than 50 is F, right? But in some universities, maybe in Nigeria, less than 40 is F. Or in the UK, less than 50 is F. That's failure, right? So so what should we go? Okay, let's go into UK format, right? So less than 50, I didn't say less than or equal to, less than 50 is F, failure, right? From 50 to 59 is C, that is credit, right? Then from 60 to 69 is B, which is which is okay, fair. No, people call, just use B, please. Just use ABC. Don't try using text. Just use F, C, and then B, which is 60 to 69 is B. Then 70 and above is A. So all those that score 70 and above, if you've learned everything I've done with the sales transformation, I want you guys to do that. Create a new column, call it grade, and make sure that you have limited steps as you do that. And I think what you do is, once you do this, do a screenshot and put it on the comment section. I want to see that. All right. And if you have any issue, you can also let me know.